Hello and welcome everyone. I'm a Squared Gamer, and we are back with another day, another stream. And today, as almost always, we will be streaming Crusader Kings 3. Is the volume good? Oh no, it was muted on OBS is what it was. Okay. And like always, it is hot. And I'm already sweating and I just started. So let's get right into it. Ooh, there's this huge play going on here. That happened. And then Trondheim. We are currently trying to get a claim on it if I don't... Nope, I'm not mistaken. Let's clear some of these messages that I've already seen before. Huh, I can designate a regent now. My current regent would be my daughter and friend. She is selfless, but she's poor at it. But her scales are 22. What makes one a good steward? Or a regent? Oh, this just means they're poor at doing these things. But the scales is what we really care about. Let me turn the fan on. I cannot with this heat. Okay. Yeah, she's got 22 scale, so she's fine if I die. But am I getting this message because my son? How old is my son? Oh, he's only 10. And I'm in poor health at 65 years old. So that's why I'm getting this message. But I do have the Know Thyself perk. When death of natural causes is 1 year away, you will receive a warning. So I have not gotten that warning yet, which means I should be at least 1 year away from death, if not more. But now the question is, what was I doing? Spotted fever here has taken over the northern counties of my kingdom. It has not reached the capital yet, so I don't have to worry about it. And it's a minor plague. I remember this. And schemes. I have a scheme going on. Oh yes, I'm waiting to get the 10th advantage to get an extra 5%. Because I could only get it up to 88%, and the cap is 95%. And then at 10 advantages, you get a +5. So that's what I'm waiting for. This is a fabricated hook. Okay, so I'm making money now. I'm in my money-making arc. This says it's easy. 5 months per phase. Let's not try it. Let's try Charklik. No, that's only 38 gold. Karashar has 198. Duchess Santa. That would be hard. What about Lulan? Easy, but that would only take 4 months. So let's focus on success chance. And fabricate a hook. And then the infiltrator will be my grandson. Would he be good at anything else? That is the question. Does not look like it. So then he can be the infiltrator. And now I need an outcast, a thief, and a diplomat. The best outcast is Siama Devi at 23. The best diplomat is Lobsang at 26. And the best thief is my lover at 26. Okay. No repeats, so we will assign them all to their positions. Oh, 87% already, which means we only need 8 from our outcast. So let's see if we can find someone from his court, because we've used 3 of our courtiers. Well, 2 of our courtiers, and then the third is my lover, who's not in my court. But let's see if we can use someone out of my court to be the outcast. Doesn't look like I can. Oh, well, this lady's wandering. So she has nothing to do with me. Now I'm just seeing if there's someone from his court. And if there's not, I'll use that wandering lady. Oh, not his woman. Oh, she's not even convinced yet. Okay, never mind. Yep, there wasn't a single person. So then now, what was that wandering person? There it is, 13. And that'll get us up to 95%. And now it's just a case of letting some time go by. And once I can execute this scheme, I can see if I can use some of these agents in this scheme to make it better. Oh, that's her own spy master, her own marshal, and then my niece. So Prabhavati and my niece Pendant. I might be able to use in this scheme down here for Duke Uzer. So yeah, now we just need time to go by for those schemes to be executed. My doctor died. He was also my friend. And he was fecund, but somehow he never managed to get his wife pregnant. My wife murdered him? And I exposed it. So she's got a -30 opinion of me because I exposed her secret. But as I should, because, you know, he was my friend. And he was also her vengeful and diligent. Nothing that conflicts. Yeah, he was also her teacher. So now she needs a new learning educator. Don't tell me I have the highest. I have the second highest learning stat. It is my second highest stat. Stewardship and learning. Okay, I guess I'll be my daughter's teacher. While I'm at it, is there any other kid in my court who requires education? Ooh, there are quite a bit. Quite a few. First, let's go with Seten, who's already 12 years old. Martial education. And so he needs to be educated by Fema, my brother-in-law. He's currently being educated by this guy. It's not worth it. Oh. That was a mistake. Oh wait, can I go back? There's Seten. Educated by Fema, my brother-in-law. I don't know if you guys can hear me, but I'm dropping tremendous frames right now. Yeah, I've dropped over 5,000 frames in like that 13-second or like minute. Within that minute, I dropped like 5,000 plus frames, but it looks like everything is back. Refresh if it looks choppy on your end. Yeah, because everything looks good on my end. Okay. So the only thing that happened, I don't know if you guys missed it, was that I assigned Seten a new educator. This guy, who's my brother-in-law. He's married to Senma. Oh, I used her to bring him into my court because I wanted someone with high prowess. Okay, and then who else needs an education? Ooh, I got a child in my family with 2 stats. That is perfect. Zappa, my nephew, who has 0. And then his wife has 0. So how did the kid end up with 2? What about Zappa's parents? Oh, Senma. And this guy who was robust. So that's how Hale got into the bloodline. And then Senma is intelligent. So that's how quick got into the bloodline. Okay, so it skipped a generation. Their children didn't get those traits, but their grandchildren did. What about his sibling? His sibling got 0. Okay, that's good. Lucky for Ozer there. But now let's go to Took, who's already 5 years old and has not been assigned an education yet. She is bossy, which means she's interested in learning about martial or stewardship. As a woman, she won't be able to fight, so teaching her martial would be pointless. So we will go with stewardship. It all worked out in the end anyways, because her base martial stat was 0. Her base stewardship is 3. It's her highest base. That and diplomacy, both at 3. So yeah, so she can learn stewardship. And then be educated by... My highest steward is Putalabai. And now Putalabai will get +5 opinion of me per month for 3 months because she's a guardian of my relative. And then Torma here, the albino, she is 4 and pensive. Stewardship and learning would be her bag. And so her bases are 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 2. So 3 in stewardship. So she gets to learn stewardship as well. And then is Putalabai available to teach one more? She is not. Okay, so Hamir has the higher of the 2 stewardship stat, but it's only +1. And the learning stat, Tubten, has 11 and he only has 7. So you take half of the learning stat, add it to whatever talent you're trying to teach, and that's how good they are at teaching that. So Hamir, even though he's got 1 more stewardship, his teaching talent would be 26.5. Meanwhile, Tubten would be 27.5. So she's actually a better stewardship teacher, even though Hamir has higher stewardship stats. So we would go with Tubten for the guardian. And she also gets 5 opinion of me per month for 3 months because she's a guardian of one of my relatives. And then Drac. I got a bunch of kids that just turned 3. I think there's 3 kids that just turned 3. Drac here, young Drac, is a genius, which gives you a +5 to everything. And he's bossy, which means he's interested in martial and stewardship. His base 0, 0 in martial, 0 in stewardship, 2 in intrigue, 0, 1 in prowess. Okay, martial and stewardship is what he wants to learn. He's a base 0 in everything, but he's got +5 from his genius stat. But yeah, intrigue is the only thing he doesn't have a 0 on. But he does have 1 prowess. So should I teach him martial? No, he's a genius. A bossy genius. Roleplay wise, it would make more sense for him to be a steward rather than a soldier. More brain, less brawn. So let's have him focus on stewardship. Which means he also needs a stewardship educator. And then we'll go with Tubten again. She's my caravan master. I didn't even realize that. So I am employing talents as I should. Tori is next. He's a wild dope, which means he was born out of wedlock. Ooh, yes. Another incestuous relationship. This guy is my nephew. This lady is his niece. I believe that's how that relationship works. Why does he hate me? Ooh, I exposed his secret, right? Which secret? Huh. There's a lot of minuses. But I think it's just because there's not very many pluses, and that's why he hates me. Either way, Tori here is curious, which means he's interested in diplomacy and learning. Base 1 in diplomacy. Wait, Waldo gives you -1 to diplomacy. So base 1 in diplomacy might as well be 0. But then again, he's a genius, which gives you +5. So base 1 diplomacy, base 0 martial, base 1 stewardship, base 2 intrigue, base 2 learning, and then base 1 prowess. So he will be a learner. Which means his educator needs to be someone with high learning. Siyama Devi? Or Ronyang? Siyama Devi has the higher learning stat, but all the other stats will also play a factor. And so Ronyang here is much more balanced, which is why I'm thinking maybe Ronyang. But let's give him Siyama Devi. He's a genius, so he'll be +5 in everything anyways. What are all these kids? Oh, it's because this guy's not in my court. So these are all the kids not in my court who need education. No, they already have educators. Oh, it's because he was not in my court. So since I went through him, that's him suggesting that he would want to be a guardian to all those kids. And then that would remove their previous guardian. That's what that is. Seba is next. Or Keba. I'm going to go with Keba. Keba is next. Pensive. So stewardship and learning. Base 2, 1, 1, 3, 2, 0. So he's got higher learning. So he'll be a learning education. And then he'll need a learning educator. And we'll go with Siyama Devi again. And then Cha is the last of the kids. She's 3, rowdy, martial and intrigue. Base 2, 3, 1, 1, 1, 1. So she does have base 3 martial, but again, she's a woman, and so that teaching her martial will be pointless because our religion does not allow female warriors. Or is it our culture? It might be both. So she will instead focus on intrigue. And then her educator. We do have a lot of high intrigue people in our court. Is Sangia her mother? She is. So let's have her mother teach her. And her mother likes me more because I'm a guardian of because she is a guardian of one of my relatives. But she herself is my relative. She's my daughter. So that's weird. And then that is it. Can I demand she convert? 72%. Am I willing to risk that? I don't think I am. Oh, it's only 10 opinion loss. I can handle that. Oh, she converted. And then my main wife is also of my religion. She's a murderer. She just killed my doctor, that's right. And so now we've educated all the children. Now we need a new doctor. So we sort by aptitude. And we only have one person that's good. But rather than that, what we could do is go to our courtiers. Find the first person, man or woman, that's not married. Siyama Devi. Her spouse just died, right? No. He died 2 years ago. Perfect. And so we will find. We don't necessarily need them to have kids because she's already 58. But what we want is someone who already has the physician trait. Okay, there are 10 characters in the world currently that she can marry that have the physician trait. All of them are old. This guy is the youngest at 47. Oh wait, there's a 46-year-old down here. Okay, so the 47-year-old is not quite at level 1. He does have the wise man trait, but that's also not at level 1. He's a lunatic and an herbalist, and he has the whole of body tree, which means he's gone down that entire branch of the lifestyle focus. He's also ambitious and forgiving and cynical, but 28 learning is very high. So then now let's compare him to Naro, who is compassionate, trusting, and cynical, and only has the novice physician trait, and only has 15 learning. Yeah, so this guy, he's already someone else's. He's a Maharaja's personal doctor. Maharaja is a king of the Varakunan kingdom. So if I marry him, will he come to my court? Or might he not want to pass up that position? Naro, on the other hand, is someone else's steward and doctor. So he probably won't. He definitely will not come. So let's see if this guy will come. Matrilineal marriage. No. Let's see if he will come to my court. Send that proposal. Oh, I thought that was it. Oh no, wait. This is my scheme. Finally has 10 advantages. And then this went down to 86%. So should I just wait? I'm going to wait a little bit to try and see if this goes back up automatically to 88%. Although it does says I've accumulated it over time. Minus 7%. Let's see if this marriage goes through first. And he did come to my court. So now if I go to my court positions, here he is. Excellent doctor. So now I will appoint him. He married Siyama Devi, who would have been a good doctor. And then, can I demand he convert? 22% chance. Okay, let's first sway him. Because you always want your doctor to like you. Am I currently swaying someone? I am not. I have no personal schemes. And so let's sway him. Very easy. It'll take 11 months per phase. That's still at 86%, so I think it's going to stay there. So let's try and execute it now. It would be a 91% chance. Or I could wait 5 more phases to get 15. But I only have 1 month of grace period left. So let's execute that now. We will execute with confidence, and as you can see, that increases my scheme success chance by 5%. So now I have a 91% chance right there. Execute with confidence, and it failed. So we will abandon this hook. And now the question is, do I have someone better as an infiltrator? I do not. Pravati would only be 27. So let's use my grandson. Actually, yeah, let's use my grandson. And now let's see who will be my next hook that I fabricate. Guiyi has 17. Gonzo has negative 234. Axay has 159. But I think I've already fabricated a hook. Oh, I guess not. It's very easy. Which means each phase will take 4 months. So let's focus on success chance. The infiltrator will be Prabhavati. It's what she's good at. Let's see if she would be good at anything else first. She would be the best thief as well. And the best diplomat. Well, at least she's not the best outcast. But yeah, let's use her as the infiltrator because there's the largest gap between first and second within the infiltrator agents. 3 months per phase now, and then the thief will be this neighboring ruler because I did not see him anywhere else. 56% chance. The diplomat will be my daughter. And then we need 16 more to reach the cap. And so let's see if we can use someone not of my court. Okay. Doesn't look like I can. So let's use Trelo Kyachandra here. That gets us to 95. And then in 3 months, we'll get the 5th advantage, and then we can execute this scheme. Same for this one, except this one only has 33 days. So this one will be next. Oh. Control in Yenshipen. Okay, so he's finished increasing control in Yenshipen, so now it's grayed out. I could have him focus on Danglak since there's a plague in the border, though. I'm gonna have him focus on Nyainrong. Nyainrong. Yeah. That'll take 3 years. My spy master loves me. That's perfect. This guy is just about to endorse me. He's 2 away from endorsing me. And I'm halfway to illustrious. And okay, I've got up to 45 gold. So that's nice. My military, how's my military looking? Two, 4, 5. Okay, my champions are fine. my console. He's infirmed and in poor health, so he's about to die at 69. Kind of nice, not nice, but also nice. Everyone else's stats are good though on my console, so I think I should focus on gaining prestige before I die. Is there anything I can do? Any decisions I can make? I need money for that, and then any activities I can hold. A hunt would increase my prestige. Do I have? I do. I have the hunter trait. Okay, I am going to hold a hunt. But first, I need to do all these intrigue schemes to get me some money. Oh, so because she has a -10 opinion of me. If she had a -4 opinion of me, she would accept. Yeah, I don't have any land to give her. Well, I can send her a poem. She is my niece. %74 chance it's locked. It's a diplomacy challenge against me. And her diplomacy is higher than mine. All her stats are higher than mine except for intrigue. And I think we have the same learning. But even her prowess is higher than mine. Yeah, so it's a 25% chance no matter what. That's unfortunate. The poem does not work. Huh. Sum of all skills. No. Zazu. She is the most skilled person in my entire court. That can't be true. Oh yeah. If you take the total, she's the highest. Even though some guys have more in one stat, their other stats are too low, so the total is not high enough. So yeah, Zazu has the highest total. So let's choose Zazu. Let's get her out of my court too. That would help because it would keep her away from Moower here. Even though Moower's not in my court. He's in Nima. And somehow he hooked up with her here in Amdo. I don't know how they did it, but they did it. So yeah, now who is she going to teach? Her highest stat is stewardship. Chomden is learning intrigue. Wangpo diplomacy and intrigue. Her diplomacy is her second highest stat. What about Mecha? He doesn't have a focus yet, but it's also diplomacy and intrigue. Yeah, let's have her teach Mecha. Oh, she won't accept. Okay, so is there anything I can do to Kunzang here to make her accept, or to make her like me more? I can give her an artifact. I do have a couple of rough gemstones. This one only has 9 years of durability left. She'll gain 5 opinion of me. What if I give her the one that's full durability? She'll gain 10 opinion of me. Perfect. Give her that artifact. Oh wait, I've already sent her a gift? Oh yeah, there it is. +1. She gets -3 per year. Which means this was probably a while ago. And it's about to expire. So if I send her another one. Well, I don't even need this alliance anyways. We can just ignore that. Can I kill Sangi? Her son's only 7. Let's wait. Let's not do that. And then Moower doesn't have any good stats. This guy has no good stats. He's got 15 learning. Can I? But I cannot choose my holy leader. My religion doesn't allow that. The temple chooses them themselves. Okay, what about Pungse the Second? He's got 22 martial. So he is a powerful vassal, so I could make him. This guy used to be a powerful vassal. How'd you lose your power? Quick and fecund. Yeah, but they only had 3 children. Well, there was a big gap, a 14-year gap where they had nothing. But she's quick, she's intelligent, and he is quick. So I have 4 powerful vassals. The only one who's really worth anything is Pungse the Second. He'd be a good marshal, and he's only 28. How old is this guy? He's 42. Yeah, let's make him the marshal. He does have a 4-star trait. Well, this guy has a stewardship trait. Yeah, so let's make this guy the marshal. Senya will lose 20 opinion to me, but he's at +84, so that's fine. This guy's at -29. Once I hire him, he's at +21. So I made out positive in the end. And that's a powerful vassal on my court. And the other powerful vassals are weak. Okay, so that is enough of that. How is the plague looking? It's hasn't gotten smaller, but it has migrated southeast. So I might avoid it altogether. Yeah, it's starting to go over here to ooh. Kumarlev has gotten huge. Even though I took the county of Kumarlev. They're currently winning in a war against ooh for another county. I don't know which one of these it is, but that's why they keep getting bigger, because ooh keeps getting smaller. Let's see, I can declare war on ooh, right? I can take advantage of this. Ooh. She would then, I would lose her. Even if I take that petty kingdom, I'll lose her. But the county of Bengoin and the county of Zatang. Well, I'll take the county of Bengoin. Yeah. Okay. And I haven't gained some legitimacy. Alright, it'll cost me some prestige, but that's fine. Because my progress towards the next level of fame will not be hurt by that. I'll just lose some of my currently held prestige. Oh, my headphones just fell off. Oh, let me put them back on. Okay, County of Bengoin. Declare that war. And oh, she does have one ally. Oh yes, this guy. But his strength has been cut in more than half. So now I can declare that war. And she should like me more now, because I declared a war for her. Or I declared a war on one of her claims. I don't see the positive modifier here. Oh well. Maybe it'll show up after the war ends. Actually, I think it would. That's exactly what it is. Where's my flag? There it is. We will go right from Kozahoma. I will not raise anybody here because this place is currently being sieged. And this is the place I need. So what I would do is I will not pay for a hook. And now Danamava gains 30 opinion of me. And then this guy go to find secrets in my own court. Okay. So now I wait for this siege to end. And then once it ends and they go away, I will go and I will siege it myself. I just have to keep an eye to the west to make sure that Mariul's army doesn't show up. My son learned the Scythian language from my wife. His mother? Yes, his mother. And Scythian is Iranian. Okay. So yeah, keep an eye to the west. And now I have a scheme that I can execute. Seize the moment. And I threatened him. We've seen this plenty of times before. So it increases my dread by 41. My dread's already at 100, so it can't go higher than that. And it's also an act of tyranny. Subjects lose 4 opinion of me. That's fine. It's only 4. And now I have a hook on him. And now I can use that hook to demand payment. Get 50 gold there. And this is how, as an intrigue character, you build up and you get out of debt. Because I was at debt when the last war ended. Or I was in debt when the last war ended. So now who's next? How about since I'm already declaring war? No, that's not going to work. Kamarupa has 82. He's a Maharaja. But he's only 19, so it shouldn't be too difficult. It's moderate. It's not worth it. Maharajas give way more money. Which makes sense because you get more money from a king than you would from a duke, and you'd get more from a duke than you would from a count. How about Kumarda? They have 65. That'd be very hard. Sogompo would be very easy. And he's a duke. Okay. Focus on success chance because we're okay with being patient. Let's see, the infiltrator will be his own spy master. However, my grandson would be second, and will either one of them be useful somewhere else? The spy master would be a 37 thief. My level would be 26. The spy master would be a 34 diplomat. Lopsang would be 26. Okay, so he'd be a better thief than a diplomat. So that cancels diplomat. And then outcast, he'd be a 30. Siyama Devi would be 23. So he would be 7 better than my second best. Here he is 11 better than my second best. And as infiltrator, he's 6 better. Okay, so he would be most useful as a thief. Let's use my grandson as the infiltrator. 3 months per phase now. Then the thief will be his own spy master. That gets me up to 72%. And then the diplomat will be Lobsang. And that gets me to 95. Which means, rather than Lobsang, can I use people not of my court? We need a total of 23 from these 2 agents. His chancellor would be a 19 diplomat. And he will not be a 19 outcast. So the chancellor can be the diplomat. Which means I only need 4 from the outcast. This guy is not very well liked because I have his own chancellor and his own spy master willing to scheme against him. So now the outcast. I only need 4. So let's see if I cannot get another agent from his own court. And if I can't, then I'll probably use my lover here. Or no, I'll use this person who's wandering. Why do I have her available to me if she's wandering? She's not even in my court. Oh well. I'll take it. I'm not going to complain. It's just an extra agent I can use. I need 4. Which is not much. And yet, I couldn't find a single person out of my court. Other than this person who's wandering. And that gets me to the cap of 95. That will be executable in 3 months. And this one in 47 days I'll be able to execute. And then I can get more money. I slowly blackmailed myself out of debt. And now I'm slowly blackmailing myself into wealth. Because being out of debt doesn't mean that you're wealthy, obviously. I'm gonna drink a little bit of water to keep myself hydrated because it is hot. Okay, so for now the goal is to wait until the siege ends and keep an eye to the west for Mario's army. So let's continue the game. Someone's trying to kill my wife. We must definitely stop the villain behind this. Meanwhile, this scheme is about to happen. I think that's their army. There it is, 5 advantages. Oh, the Guillermo of U died, and now we have a new Guillermo. Is this guy related to me? Hold on a second. That house is familiar, but no, I don't think they're related to me. The house has 19 living members, and 3 of them belong to my... Well, they don't belong to my house, but they're children of my house. I just don't remember which ones. Oh well, it's not worth looking at now. Let's execute this scheme. Seize the moment. We started a vicious rumor. None of them are true. And then we stood up and defended her from those rumors that we started about her. And because of that, she is now indebted to us. It did cost me 100 piety, but I'm not really using it for anything else. And it's much better than threatening and getting dread and tyranny. But my Biku is not going to like this. Yep, she's indebted to me, and with her 160 gold, I will take 50 of that. And now you can pay off your debt. I'm sure that's not what she meant when she said she was indebted to me, but that's how I took it. And you must pay off your debts. So now I'm back up to 149. 149 gold in my treasury. No, they're not Mario's army. Okay. Meanwhile, the siege is just about done. We have 25 days. Let me start a scheme to fabricate a hook on someone first, and then I'll start paying attention to that. What is this? Wait, did U separate? They did. This guy inherited all of this. And he inherited my war, so I am not at war with U at the moment. And these guys have no allies, so... Oh, this guy's still involved because he decided to join the war. So once you join the war, it doesn't matter if your ally dies and you're no longer allied to the people in the war. You've already joined it, so it's too late. Which is unfortunate for me. I'm trying to think now, what will be the next person? How about this one? She has 499 gold. I'm about to declare war on her for this little piece of land as soon as my holy man figures out, scours all the paperwork and figures out some technicality on which Trandom should belong to me. It'll take him 10 more months. So in the meanwhile, let's fabricate a hook on her. Very easy. I could abduct her instead. 3 months. So let's focus on success chance. Fabricate a hook. How many months? She's 3 months pregnant. Okay, the infiltrator will be her chancellor or her religious leader, who's also her doctor. That's not good. This is why you need your doctor to like you, because they are very powerful agents in schemes against you. And then Prabhavati will be third. So I have 3 people here. Let's see if they're more useful elsewhere. The best thief would be my lover, and then Prabhavati. I don't see either one of them there for thief. How about diplomat? Ooh, the chancellor has a 40 on diplomat. And then what about outcast? Her religious leader and doctor has a 30 there. So I'll get 70. I'll get 100% just from them two being my outcast and my diplomat, which means I won't even need a thief, which means if I can get her as... It's only a 3-day difference. So Prabhavati will be my infiltrator. What if I use the chancellor as the infiltrator? 69 days. Yeah, let's use the chancellor as the infiltrator, and then we saw that the outcast would be her religious leader and doctor. Now I'm at 65%, which means I need 30 more to get to the 95 cap, and I have 2 success chance agents to do it. So for the diplomat, let's see if we cannot find someone else from her court willing to get involved. My favorite type of schemes are the schemes where I don't need to use a single one of my courtiers to execute it. What does a court chronicler do? Oh yeah, that increases my renown. So I'm getting 2.2 per month. I don't actually know what that's doing. It gives me a max of 0.1. Whatever. I need to find a diplomat, not of my court. Wow. Okay. Her steward, who is only a 5 diplomat. What about thief? Her steward would be a 9 thief. So I'll use him as a thief, but first let's see if there's anyone else who would be a better thief from not my court. Doesn't look like it. Although my lover's technically not from my court. She has her own city that she's the mayor of. So what that means is I need 30, I said. So her steward would be a 9 here and a 5 here, which means if he's a 9 here, I would need 21 diplomat. Prabhavati could do that. Or if he's a 5 here, I would need a 25 thief. And my lover could do that, and she's not of my court. So we will go with my lover here as the thief. Then I need 4. But her steward will give me 5, which is more than I need. Perfect. Not a single one of these agents is in my court. 3 of them are actually on her council. Her religious leader, who's also her personal doctor, her steward, and her chancellor. This is why having people like you is so important. Like if someone tried to scheme against me, they wouldn't be able to use my Spy Master, which is very powerful against you. But they would be able to use my Chancellor, maybe? Meanwhile, court position-wise... Ooh, my Doctor. That's why I'm swaying him, because they'd be able to use my Doctor against me. And my Doctor is just as powerful as my Spy Master. Spy Masters and Doctors are very powerful agents in schemes. As you saw when I used her own Doctor as the outcast, and she gives me 30. You saw the Steward only gives me 5. Meanwhile, the Chancellor gives me 30, which is just as powerful as the Spy Master. But yeah, that's a little tutorial on agents. And also an explanation on why you want people to like you. So this is why I'm currently swaying my Doctor, who is insane. Or at least people call him the insane. Perhaps justly, perhaps not, but why risk offending the madman? He is a lunatic. So that does make sense. But yeah, that is that. I was doing something. I'm trying to remember what it was. I have 1 month left before I can execute this scheme. I have 1 unread message. Nope. Oh, right. I'm waiting for this siege to end. 25 days. And then I will raise my army. Okay. That siege is over. My neighbor lost something. Yeah, okay, so Guge lost to Duca Kid. Okay, so it must have been this county, Kamru. The Duchy of Kinar. Where is the Duchy of Kinar? Let me click on it. Oh yeah, Dankar and Kanru. That's Kinar. Yep, so they lost that. Guge used to own it, now Dukakid owns it. Okay, and now this place has been sieged out, so I will raise my army. Hold on. A few things just happened. Right, that's what I looked at. And then this is the kid. Smallpox. This is the kid I had betrothed my daughter to. And that's why I had an alliance with Pagan. But he died. And that broke the alliance. This guy's about to die as well. Smallpox, man. It's a killer. This kid is betrothed to his family member. He also has smallpox. But he's not dying. He's just in poor health. Meanwhile, Sithu here is not dying. So he's 11. So if I arrange a marriage, 0, really? Okay, let's go to the liege. Let's arrange a marriage. Let's see who's available. Me? Just me? Hold on. Ah, that's why. Now it's physician. Let's keep this fertile. 27 characters. Sogil's not married? Hain. Oh, he's down here. He's the youngest son. rather than Hain, well, let's choose Hain, and then we'll choose someone else. Someone who... She's intelligent, so I don't want to send her. Cha is not. But what about Torma? She is albino, which is a congenital trait. I would rather that not get passed down. So let's send my 4-year-old, or let's betroth him to my 4-year-old granddaughter. He's 9. So he'll have to wait 5 years before that marriage goes through, but that's fine. Can I do it matrilineally? Ooh, just barely. So if I choose someone other than Torma, let's see, if I choose Cha instead, they will accept a matrilineal marriage. Does that mean he will come to me? I hope it doesn't. I hope she goes there, because then I could have my family all the way down here in Pagan. So let's send that proposal. And then I have my family down here in Pagan. Yeah, the alliance expired, so now I'm trying to renew it. I will not pay for a hook, which means Ronyang will gain 30 opinion of me because of it. She currently has minus 53. Okay, there she is. She currently has minus 53. And now she's at minus 23. Okay, one of my schemes has 5 advantages. So let's execute that. Duke Pemba sees the moment. Okay. So there were some bandits. I hate this one because I have to pay 50 gold to the bandits. And the Duke lost 40 opinion of me because he knows I fabricated a hook on him. But I'm paying bandits to attack him, and then I swoop in and save him at the last moment. But I have to pay 50 gold to the bandits, and then the most I can get from him would be 50 gold. And so what has happened is that I ended up wasting all of that time. He doesn't even have 50 gold, so I can't even ask for it. So not only did I waste the time, I'm also in debt now. I have to wait until... am I dropping frames again? Or did my screen crash? Oh no, I dropped it was a small little crash. I dropped a couple frames. Although I should be up. Let me refresh again. Yeah, everything looks good. Okay, yeah, so as I was saying, now I have to wait for this guy to build up 50 gold in order for me to ban payment. So I'm already 50 gold in debt because it cost me 50 gold to hire the bandits. That is my least favorite of all the possible fabricated hook schemes. Let me go to my console, and then you see I'm losing 8 gold per month because I just raised my army. And so we will go to my marshal and have him organize the army, which reduces raised army maintenance by 23%. So we will go from 8.6 gold that we're losing. Now we're losing 5.5. Meanwhile, we need to fabricate another hook. How about Calm? Now I'm at, they have 0. Who only has 2. Boyul has 180. And that's very easy. Let's focus on success chance. The infiltrator will be Prabhavati or her own chancellor. How about thief? Her chancellor is a better thief. How about diplomat? Her chancellor is a better diplomat. How about outcast? Nope. Okay, so the chancellor will be the diplomat, which makes sense. His chancellors are diplomacy skill. And then the infiltrator will be Prabhavati. And that'll go from 4 months to 3. And we're at 63%. So to get to 95, we would need 32. So the outcast, Syama Devi, could do it. But her own master of the hunt is willing to get involved, which means I would only need 15 from the thief. But the master of the hunt is a 19 thief and only a 17 outcast. Let me see, is there anyone better? Okay, so the master of the hunt will be the thief. I'm at 82%, which means I only need 13 from the outcast. Syama Devi's at 23. I believe the wanderer that I always use is a 13. I'm not using her up here. So she should be here. Yeah, there she is, Kiang. And there was no one else, so Kiang will be the outcast. And now, her master of the hunt, my courtier, her chancellor, and a wanderer. The less I can be connected to these things, the better. So in 3 months, I'll be able to execute this. In 32 days, I'll be able to execute this. And 2 messages, yep. And now let's go siege that county that I want. They only have 200 soldiers. I can take that out easy. What's this? Oh, that's the new betrothal between Cha and Hain. Excellent. And then I'm just about to start the siege. Malingering scent. In times like these, it's best to be wary of any strange smells. This one, however, emanates from a corner of the market square, and it is positively fragrant. Get your sachets here. Only the freshest and best herbs used. The crafty merchant's stall was covered in various aromatics, and he holds a pouch filled with them in each hand as he hawks the wares. He notices me and extends one for me to try. Only the best, me lord. Keep you right safe from spotted fever, it will. I pluck the sachet from the proffered hand. It does seem like something that would keep the miasma away. Miasma? Miasma? I'm not sure the correct pronunciation of that word. I always read it as miasma in my head, but I don't know how it's actually pronounced. Let's see, I'll buy, but not for that price. I would gain protective sachet. Plus 10% stress loss, plus 10 close family opinion, plus 5 consular opinion. That's pretty good. Not something worth 50 gold good, but maybe worth 20 gold good? Let's see, 1 couldn't hurt, and I pay 50, or these won't save a soul. And he loses 10 opinion to me. But he's a wanderer, and I don't care about him, and it's not really worth it, so these won't save a soul. Any doctor will tell you. This is analogous to the modern day issue of what do you call them? The scented oils? Is that what it's called? Where everyone thinks like these scented oils cure this thing and these scented oils cure this thing, and all of it is just scams. They just smell good. That's all they do. Okay, to make my doctor here more susceptible to my attempts at approaching him, I can include a compliment in my next missive to his court. I will be sure to mention his relentless courage, or I will keep it short and professional. Is he courageous? He's a godless absolver. He's ambitious, forgiving, and cynical. He's not brave. And he is a lunatic. So yeah, I'm going to keep it short and respectful. And professional. Short and professional. This scheme has 5 advantages. Let's seize the moment. Is this the same? Yeah, this is the bandits. And then I save her from the bandits. But it's a strong hook of loyalty. Because she, unlike the last one, does not know that I set her up. So simple, yet so convincing. So that's a strong hook, which means I can go to it every 5 years. She has 500 gold, so she's definitely good for it. Let's take the first 50 to pay off the bandits that I used. So it cannot be used again for 5 years, but because it's a strong hook, I could use it again in 5 years. I'm back to where I started, unfortunately, because I had to pay off the bandits, but that's fine. You know, this siege shouldn't take too long. Only 3 months. There's no loot because it was just recently looted when it was sieged out. And I need a new fabricated hook scheme. These 202, I'm not sure. Is that enough to siege out my cities? I don't know if it is or not. Meanwhile, Mario, they're soldier. They're involved in 4 different wars. So I'm sure they don't really care about the one that I just started, even though they joined in, because they're currently winning one and they're about to lose one, and then one has just started, but they're on the losing end. So I'm sure they probably want to focus on these 2 more than they do on mine. So yeah, let's take this little county while we can. 3 months. Oh, right. I need to find a new scheme. A new victim. Karashar, 159. Duchess Santa. Wait, did I just do this? Oh no, it's hard. I just looked at this. Mahi Palid with 176 gold. And it's easy, and he's a Maharaja, which means he could give me more than 50 gold. Kings are worth more. So let's focus on success chance. And now let's see, the infiltrator, his own spy master will make it 39 days faster. So it'll take 91 days per phase instead of the 130 it currently needs. The spy master would be a 43 thief. A 27 diplomat. And a 42 outcast. Yeah, so what I could have done, instead of focusing on success chance, I could have been balanced about this. But it's too late now. So let's use him as an infiltrator. The next best infiltrator will be 10 days slower. So we will use him as the infiltrator. 104 days. So he only cut 26 days. So if I use my grandson, it's 102 days. So he's 2 days faster. But then that means if I use the spy master somewhere else, will he raise the time? Right now it's at 102 days per phase. If I invite him, 114 days per phase. Yeah, so if I use the spy master, it will make 10 days slower. Let me see if I just use Lobsang there. The outcast. Not my wife. I don't want to use my wife. Siyama Devi there. And then if I get rid of the spy master, that's at 84%. So I need 11 from the thief. Doesn't look like anyone in his court other than his spy master is willing to join in on my scheme against him. Oh, well, look at it. No, that's in the red. Never mind. Yeah, in which case, I will use my lover. And that gets me to 95 without using the Spy Master, 102 days per phase. So remind me, if I use the Spy Master as the infiltrator, that is 104 days per phase. But I don't have to use my grandson. So it's worth sacrificing 2 days in order to remove one of my courtiers and family members from the scheme. I think that's a worthy trade. And so in 4 months, I will be able to execute that. Hopefully it gets better than this. Is this guy loyal? He's not loyal. He's also not loyal. Okay, and then 46 days per this one, and then the siege will be 3 months. So one of the, I think it's going to be this one, then the siege, then this one. Is the order of operations. I just want to make sure I'm not getting sieged out in my own kingdom. Okay, so this scheme can be executed. Seize the moment. Okay, so we started rumors and then defended her against the rumors that we started. And she's indebted to me. And again, I'm sure she didn't mean this type of debt, but I'm going to take it as this type of debt. And I will demand that she give me 50 gold for it. And then this siege is 12 days away from being completed. So let us demand or fabricate another hook. This one's very easy. I'm gonna be balanced on this one. Should I be balanced? No, I shouldn't. I shouldn't risk it. I'm okay with waiting. Let's focus on success chance. And then the infiltrator will be his tutor or his own marshal, who's also his master of the horse. The two of them are willing to get involved. 35 and 30. 111 days per phase. So then the thief, his own spy master, and his marshal. Okay, so his marshal, his spy master, and his steward are all willing to get involved. Or his tutor. Diplomat, and then spy master. Okay, so if I use the tutor as the infiltrator, right now it's at 111 days. This would lower it to 76 days per phase. And then the outcast has to be the spy master, 76 days per phase. And then if I use the spy master, 80 days per phase. So it makes it 4 days slower. This is something that only happens with spy masters when you use someone else's spy master in your scheme. Not always, but it does have a tendency of adding to the time per phase. I haven't quite figured out why or how, what's doing that, but I have noticed that it does do that. $80 days isn't too long though. And then the diplomat, the thief, diplomat, and then his own spy caravan master. Hold on. So if I remove his spy master, because do I need the spy master? I mean, it's only 4 days that I'm sacrificing, but if I don't have to sacrifice those 4 days, I'd rather not. And so if I use right here, Bogavati as the diplomat, his caravan master, and then I need 34. The thief would be his marshal, which would be 33. She's not better as an outcast. So yeah, The thief will be his own marshal, who's also his master of the horse. She'll be the thief. So I'm at 94%. And I'm still at 76 days per phase. So I don't need his spy master to get involved. It's enough with his tutor, his marshal / master of the horse, and his caravan master. And now the outcast only needs 1%. That's all they need to add. So let's scroll down. One of his courtiers here is already at a 22. I will use him if I don't find someone who has an actual position and not just courtier. His chancellor. There you go. The forgetful. So I'm using his chancellor, his caravan master, his marshal, who's also master of the horse, and his tutor. 3 court positions and 2 consul positions. So this guy is definitely not liked by his people. He does have 182 gold though, so he's definitely liked by me. So in 3 months I'll execute that. In 2 months I'll execute this. And that means the siege should end before any of that, because it ends in over a week. From dust. Finally, the plague has left the realm, and we must take this as an opportunity to rise from the chaos it left in its wake. We now emerge from the wreckage of the old world, and the time has come to consider the new. We must spare no expense to rebuild. It'll cost me 13 gold, and every county that has been infected in the last 10 years will gain disease recovery for 5 years, which increases its development growth. Or there's nothing I can do, which means I don't lose the 13 gold, but every county, all the same counties will now gain small disease recovery instead of regular disease recovery. Instead of normal disease recovery, they will gain small diseases recovery for 5 years, which is development growth +1. But I do lose 15 legitimacy. So yeah, it's basically, do I lose 15 legitimacy for a worse outcome, or lose 13 gold for a worse outcome? And since I'm an intrigue character and I'm blackmailing all these people for gold, then I'd rather just spare no expense to rebuild. Someone's trying to kill my niece-in-law, Kogrobza. Is she in my court? She is in my court, even though she's a princess. I'll take it. She's 3 months pregnant. Oh, they already have 2 kids. Okay. Neither of them has any traits. Oh, is this the one that skipped the generation? Yes. Okay. We must stop the villain. I am not paying for a hook. Fong is at a +18 opinion to me. Because I'm not paying for hooks, she'll like me 30 more. There it is. Fong is not married. What happened to her husband? This was my brother. When did he die? 2 years ago. I think I remember this actually. Let's see. She's 43. Let's see if I can't find her a spouse who's fecund. See if she cannot have a try and get her a kid in the next 2 years. It's unfortunate, but no. There are no fecund people. Next best option. Let's find someone who is lustful. Plenty of those. We have 8 available lustful people. So if I sort by prowess, Yuan the Goliath has 23. He is sadistic. And she is my sister-in-law. But she's deceitful and vengeful. And a coward. Yeah, so let's not marry her to someone who's sadistic. This guy's wrathful. Let's not marry her to him either. Let's go with some of all skills. Samantha the Hawk. I think at some point I looked at him. But he's 61. It looks like it's going to have to be Yuan the Goliath. No? With his 23 prowess. He is sadistic, but he's also just. So it should be fine. Zutze is 25. He's zealous, but he is of our religion, so that's fine. Oh yeah, and Yuan here has way too many positions. He's in a camp, but in that camp, he is the leader's personal doctor, bodyguard, and huntsman. Yeah, so let's go with Zutze. But Zutze is in a court, and he is that court's steward. Oh, he's in the court of a vassal of mine. Okay, then never mind. I can marry him. They're still within my kingdom. Let's make it matrilineal, see if he doesn't come to my court rather than in my vassal's court. Zhangzong is Tibetan. Mon is Burmese. Let's not make it matrilineal. Oh yeah, let's make it matrilineal. See if they cannot have one kid. And I have two schemes going on. I think I just finished the siege. Oh no, the siege isn't over yet. Let's unpause. The marriage just went through and he is unlanded in my court. Excellent. The siege is 2 days left. Meanwhile, why did I marry? Okay, so the lustful gives him plus 25% to fertility. She has 2 years left of birth-giving age. She is vengeful and deceitful, but she's also a coward. Meanwhile, this guy is just and zealous, so he might not like her so much. That is fine. At least she's loyal. She's got 30 intrigue. What is my... He's got 21. But he used to be a powerful vassal, which is why I kept him. But he's no longer a powerful vassal, which is why I'm going to fire him. And hire Feng. With her 30 intrigue. He'll lose 20 opinion of me for 10 years, but he's at plus 98, so that's fine. Yeah, now she gained plus 30 because she's grateful I gave her a position. And meanwhile, this guy is at plus 68, which is fine. More than fine. Minus 20 because I fired him, but he still has the plus 40 for the next 46 years because I gave him a county. This guy was pious? He was zealous. Okay. Meanwhile, this siege will end in 2 days. None of the schemes are close to being completed. I now control that area, and I took 2 prisoners. Are they important towards the war score? They are not, which means I can ransom them out. This is also the war target, and so I don't have to do anything else. I just have to hold this for the remainder of the war, and the ticking war score will slowly go up until it reaches 100, as long as nothing else happens. But I don't want to wait that long to finish this war. So first, let's go to our prison. This little kid, they're willing to pay 10 gold for. There you go. This guy, same lady. So let's unpause. Let's have you siege. There it is. We'll have you siege that place. There's the ransom. They're not sieging anything, are they? Doesn't look like they are. And there's nothing coming from the west. Doesn't look like there is. Okay, so next, let's get the youngins out of my prison as quickly as possible. Wait, someone's finally willing to pay your ransom? Ha-ho! I'll take it, even though she's 4 missing. It's been a long time since someone's been willing to pay for you, so I will take it. Yeah. I don't even know who this person is in relation to you that she's willing to pay your ransom, but I'll take it. She's 25 years old. Been in my prison for 24 years. I've had you since you were a baby. I basically raised you into a spineless paragon. That which makes sense, because you've been in prison the whole time. And then next, this little kid. 10 gold from her. On pause. There's the 6 for that naked dude. There's the 10 for the baby. Wall has no family. So even though I could release him for a hook, I keep him in prison because his stats aren't that good. Honest and compassionate. But he's a lunatic because of the reason why I keep him in prison. To torture him. But it's been too recently since the last time I tortured him. I cannot torture him again for another 3 years. Meanwhile, this old lady has been in my prison 22 years. And she's 50 years old. So I got her when she was 28. Which is why she has no children. Did your spouse stay single? Wow. That's loyal for someone who was so lustful. And a deviant. And yet he managed to stay loyal. Didn't have a single child. You spent the best years of your life in my prison. You know what? Let's have you convert. And then give me a hook as well. Oh, no hook? Okay. Well, let's have you convert and then you can go on your way. You've been in here long enough. And I'm not going to torture you. Because you still have family around. Which is why Wall has been so unfortunate. Because he's got 0 family. And of his 2 friends, this guy used to be in my prison. And then I tortured him. And now he is my vassal spy master. That's not good. He's a lunatic because I tortured him when he used to be in my prison. And then his other friend is the other person who's been in my prison this whole time. Maybe by releasing her, she will get some gold and pay for his ransom. We will see. This guy. This guy. He has some ransom. It's another 10 gold. Thank you. And then farewell to you. Finally free. Wall is going to die in my prison, unfortunately. I keep him in house arrest, not in my dungeon. Because if he was in my dungeon, he'd have... The dungeon gives you a severe health penalty. So I want to keep him alive as long as possible to keep torturing him. Why am I torturing him, might you ask? Well, it's because I am a torturer. Not by choice, mind you. This trait was here when I started playing this character, so this is just his natural inclination is to torture people. And I like to roleplay through what the character's decisions would be as realistically as possible. And so he's been torturing some people. Fortunately, I do get something out of it. I get dark insights from torturing. A max of 5 prowess and 5 intrigue that I can gain. Currently, I only have 3 from each. And, as we have seen from Wall, you can torture the same person and get multiple dark insights from them. It doesn't have to be a different person. Until that's my prison cleared out as much as it can be. And now we're about to go siege out Nagku. Amir finished promoting culture in Shenza. Amir is my steward? Yes, he is. Is there anything else that can be promoted? Yes. One last place, Garkung. Let's promote culture in Garkung. That will take him 6 years, and then he will be finished with that job. So if we look at the culture map, the Sumpa lands have been fairly centralized. It's just between me and Kam. The rest of U is no longer in Sumpa land. Hold on, let me click on U, and then let me click on cultures. Yeah, this is Bodpa, this is Bodpa, and then this is Sumpa? Okay, so we have one remain. Wait, is this Sumpa as well? This is all Sumpa. Okay, so this is Sumpa, this is Bodpa. And then this is Sumpa, and then that's it. Most of the other Sumpa land is either mine, Kam's, or this little piece up here belonging to Kumarleb. Oh, and Trondheim, which I'm about to take. Can I take it yet? 5 more months for you to check all the I's are dotted and all the T's are crossed on all the contracts. And if he finds just one missing crossed T or one undotted I, we're invalidating your whole life and taking this for ourselves. Although I do have a strong hook on her. Should I just leave her there? Every 5 years, I can take money from her. I don't know. We shall see. This is something I have to think about. Meanwhile, these 202 soldiers are still not sieging any of my land out. That's good. While in the meantime, I'm going to siege out this place. I have one scheme that can be executed. But first, the finer points of diplomacy. Let me drink a sip of water before I read this. This is one of the events that pop up because I am the guardian of this child. And so today, my son Lingpa was taught a lesson in vassal management by Govinda Chandra. This guy, my chancellor. It was quite a complicated course, necessary but perhaps a bit beyond Lingpa's grasp. I must let things take their time, Lingpa says. Only by being patient and letting my subjects work at their own pace may I rule wisely. Lingpa seems unaware that some subjects would willfully waste his time. So he has become patient. And I can tell him patience will serve you well, child. He's currently trying to learn intrigue. Patience gives you +2 to learning. So it doesn't hurt intrigue. I could make him forgiving instead. Forgiveness is a virtue above all others. But that hurts his intrigue. -2 to intrigue. Or put trust in your subjects. They would never harm you. And then he becomes trusting, which is another -2 to intrigue. Yeah, so he can remain patient. That's the only one that doesn't hurt intrigue, even if it doesn't help it. Patience will serve you well, child. And he keeps the patient trait. Okay. Are there... Let me sort this by age. Are there unmarried people in my family? Sonya is 36 and she's married. This is the boss. She's 34 and she's married. Or she was married. She has 3 kids. Her husband died. Chechensa. Their spouse died under suspicious circumstances 6 years ago. He's unlanded in this court. Why are you not at my court with your 23 stewardship? You would be my steward. Yeah, because you're actually a member of my house, so I would put you on my council over Hamir. Why are you not in my court? Oh, Hamir already has the architect trait. Yeah, temperate and diligent both help stewardship. You should definitely be in my court. Oh, this is why. Died of mysterious circumstances. I'm the one who killed her. Right? I think I did. Because it was a matrilineal marriage. Yeah, so you come back to my court. And then I'll marry you to someone in a normal marriage. He does have claims to Tsang. Who currently holds Tsang? His mother. Oh, he's the primary heir to Tsang. Yeah, so I need him to come to my court as quickly as possible before he takes over Tsang. I need him to come to my court. I need to marry him in a normal marriage so that he can have children that are part of my house and not of someone else's house. And that's why I killed his wife. No, I didn't kill her. That's why his wife died under suspicious circumstances 6 years ago. Yeah, and then I forgot about him. My mistake. I focused on other things and forgot about that plan midway through executing it. So that's unfortunate. But now we can get back to it. And then there was something else I was... Oh, this scheme. This scheme has 5 advantages, so I can now execute it. On a Maharaja, no less. Let's seize the moment. And we just threatened him. Barbaric, but effective. I gained 41 prestige, but I think I'm still at 100, so that doesn't matter. Yep, I'm still at 100. My subjects do lose 4 opinion of me because it's an act of tyranny, but that is fine. He does lose 70 opinion of me for the next 5 years, and then it'll go down to 30 for the next 5 years after that. But we will take that hook, and we will demand payment for that hook. And we will take this 50 gold for that hook. And now I'm at 194 gold. They have the Lover's Pot, so let's forget about the Mahipali Kingdom for now. Try and stay away from that. Okay, so they still haven't arrived at the siege location. These guys... Mario's army. They did not come from the west. Somehow they ended up in the northeast. Okay, rather than siege this place then, let's go meet the armies. Let's go straight north. Let's see if we can't meet this army up here. No, let's go through there. Let's see if we can't meet them up there. Is this ticking? Yeah, it's slowly ticking up because I control the target. So I don't actually have to do anything. I just have to make sure they don't do anything either. And that should be enough for me to win that war. Oh, they're in retreat, which means they just lost against someone else up here. Yeah, so I just have to focus on these guys. Meanwhile, we also have to start a new scheme. 165 gold, yeah. She is definitely, her brother would be her heir, who's also her steward and her seneschal. Yeah, so I will fabricate a hook on you. It's very easy. I'll make sure and do that as quickly as possible before your brother kills you, because he's your heir, your steward, and your seneschal, and you have 0 children, and you're unmarried. So I'm pretty sure he wants to make sure and keep it that way, or kill you before that way changes and you actually get married. So let's focus on success chance. Fabricate a hook. The infiltrator will be her own shaman and personal doctor. Man, no one in your court likes you. That's a 32. It would only be 3 days faster than my grandson. Why does my grandson have this Chad face? Is he not making a Chad face right now? He's 17. Oh, he just got married. That's why he's making that Chad face. She's not pregnant. She's already 29. But she's got good traits, which is why I married her to him. They don't have any personality in common. That's unfortunate. They also don't have an education in common. That's also unfortunate. But yeah, let's focus on this. So the infiltrator, she'd be a 32, he'd be a 29. Thief, my lover would be a 26, she would be best. The diplomat, she shows up again at 27. And the outcast, Siama Devi at 23. Okay, I think there are no repeats there. Except for infiltrator, but if we put my grandson here, it's only 3 days slower. So 80 days per phase, and then the diplomat will go here. Still 80 days. Okay, and now we're at 62%. We need 33 more. We got more than that. My lover here will be at 26. Hold on, let me actually scroll and see if we cannot find someone out of my court. We have a neighboring ruler here, the Gyapo of Guge. The Gyapo of Guge. Yeah, let's use the Gyapo. Neighboring ruler. He can be the thief. Then we only need 15 from the outcast. Siama Devi would be 23, so she'd be the one I use if I do not find someone from his court. Or I could use my lover, who's a 16. I only need 12. Oh, that wandering person who I keep using. She can be the outcast. And I keep using her as the outcast too. That'll get me to 95%. So in 80 days, I'll be able to execute this scheme. This scheme has 2 weeks left. And then I'm chasing someone down. I'm chasing these guys down. Oh, there he goes. He joined my court, so let's find him a spouse real quick. Let me see, what traits did your father have? He was intelligent. So let's try, since you have 0 traits, and your daughters didn't inherit any traits, let's try and find you a smart wife. Let's start with intelligent. Bunch of family members. But this mayor here is not a family member. And Pamala. The mayor is your age. Pamala is a few years younger. However, the mayor is chaste. We do not want that. Pamela is also chaste. That's unfortunate. Cho is my sister-in-law. Oh, she was married to Punse. She went all the way down there. Wow, okay. She went to one of our holy sites. And then Amrapil is also 42. Okay, so you're going to have to marry one of the chaste women. In that case, rather than the 33-year-old chaste woman, let's marry you to the 29-year-old chaste woman. They're both chaste and patient. They have that in common. The only difference is Pamala is honest, while Erge is forgiving. But Pamala is of my faith and of my culture. Erge is not. She's a different type of Buddhist, and her culture is Turkish, and they speak Chinese. Yeah, so let's marry you to the Tibetan. So you can have a nice Tibetan marriage. Temperate, diligent, arrogant. He's an opportunist. Pamala is an honorable planner. 17 learning, that's pretty good. Yep, so let's go with Pamala. And again, not matrilineal. The chance of children is low because she's chaste. But she's 29, so they have 16 years to have at least one child. Well, actually, you don't need one child. You need one son. Because you have 2 daughters. And when you take over Tsang, if you have a son, the son will take over. Although I think it might be equal inheritance because your mother was the ruler of Tsang. Either way, let's end that proposal. What does Tsang look like? Equal Confederate partition. Yeah, so his oldest daughters would be the heirs. Hold on, granddaughters. Hold on. How are these two in that line? Troto. Where is Troto? Oh. I see. Her second son, who died in battle 3 years ago. His children would be next in line if his 2 daughters died. But I don't want to kill his 2 daughters because they are, even though they're not of my house, they are of my blood. Alright? This is my nephew's daughters. So I don't want to kill them. So it's better if he just gets married and has a son. That is much better for everybody. Coveted claim. Danamava here, my courtier, frets all through the day, evidently attempting to find the right words. He's an analytic atheist. At last, as we make our way to dine, he begins sheepishly. My liege, they say Ngapo Kunse, your nephew, takes his purported claims on your lands more seriously each day. He maintains he is personally wronged by your continued rule of his rightful domain, Amdo in particular. This guy doesn't hate me anymore. Is there a faction against me? Ah, yes, this is what this is about. Except that he doesn't want to install himself on my throne. He wants to install Muir on my throne. Muir is his brother. His younger brother. He wants to install his younger brother on the throne. Of Nima. Okay, so the Petty Kingdom of Nima, which is one of the 3 petty kingdoms I hold. My primary title is the Petty Kingdom of Amdo, but I also hold the Petty Kingdom of Nima and the Petty Kingdom of Konyi. And I think that's it. Let's look at the duchy titles. I hold Amdo, Konyi, and Nima. Yes, yes. And then I think this one I can I? No. Someone else holds that. Yeah, so those are the three I hold. And Pungse here wants to install his younger brother on one of the three. No, wait, it says Amdo in particular. There's no fraction about Amdo. So I can say, ha, that venomous scullion, which would earn me some prestige, which I do need. I do get stressed out because I'm patient, though. And we become rivals. Okay, I don't want that. I shall write him at once, which is a diplomacy challenge against him. If I fail, we become rivals. And whether I succeed or fail, I still get stressed out because I'm callous, so I shouldn't really care what other people think. His diplomacy is only 5, which is poor. Mine is only 12, which is average. It's treason then, which is an intrigue challenge. We become rivals, and I arrest him. Every one of his family members, which is not a close family member of mine, will lose 15 opinion. It's an act of tyranny, so subjects will lose 16 opinion of me, and I lose 15 legitimacy. So I would succeed, no doubt about it, 100% chance. But that causes a lot of stuff that I'm not sure I want to go into. All of these stress me out, which means in some way, in one way or another, my personality does not like any one of these options. My patience doesn't like this. My callousness doesn't like this. And my patience doesn't like this. But of the three, the least amount of stress gain is this one. So this is actually the option he would choose if you're going to roleplay out the character's decision. But actually, he might choose this one instead because there's no stress loss. I gain trusting liege for 3 years. But that lowers my intrigue by 1, increases vassal opinion by 5. But there's a 50-50 chance I become rivals with him. He's my nephew and my marshal and my vassal. A powerful vassal nonetheless. He's also a commander and a champion. Yeah, he leads my armies. So I don't want to be his rival. Yeah. The first and third options guarantee that we become rivals. The second option gives me a 53-46 chance, that the 46 being that he becomes my rival. And then the last option gives me a 50-50 that he becomes my rival. But again, no stress loss. So I think this is the option he would choose. Inconsequential prattle, I am sure. Let's see if I win or lose the 50-50. I do not want him to be my rival. He was bluffing, so he's not my rival. Perfect. That is exactly what I wanted. Whew, that came out of nowhere. What was I doing before that happened? Right, we're trying to cut these 200 soldiers off. Actually, that's not even worth it. Let's just siege this place up. Oh yes, I just set up this marriage. Hopefully they have some children soon. This scheme has 5 advantages. He's redoubled his guards, but that doesn't help against a fabricate a hook scheme. It helps against murder schemes or steal artifact schemes, but not against fabricate a hook. So let's execute this scheme. Seize the moment. He has something to hide, it would seem. Lucky for me, I don't have to be quite as creative with how I get him in my grip. All I have to do is let him know what I know. So I didn't even have to do anything. He already had a secret. He's incestuous. Tisk tisk. How much is that worth to you? 50 gold? I thought as much. Thank you very much. He himself was born out of wedlock. He has a wife. He's got 2 concubines. And somehow he found time and libido enough to hook up with one of his family members. Yep, he's got the temptation focus. He's going down the seducer tree. That makes sense. Meanwhile, I'm still trying to sway my new doctor. And this scheme has 80 days. Deviancy. While performing her duties as my spy master, Fong here has uncovered a secret held by my courtier Data Devi, my sister-in-law. The ways in which she seeks pleasure is revolting for any decent woman to even think of, and yet she is not merely willing, but eager. It feels so unnatural and sickening. No, it is unnatural and sickening. An offense against Siddhartha. Servant, fetch me a bucket before I retch. Okay, I mean, she's a deviant. Our father was a deviant. It's not a big deal. I'm not a deviant. Yeah, I don't have the deviant trait. But Data Devi is a deviant. My sister-in-law, she was married to Timinon? He himself was a deviant, okay. You know, to each their own. I married her then to my new chancellor. Is he a deviant? No, he's not. Okay, you know, she was happy with my brother. That makes sense. I remember my brother is a deviant and my father was a deviant, so he probably inherited it from our father and then he taught it to Data Devi, because Data Devi does not have the deviant trait, which means, you know, she gained it later in life. That's just, you know, proof of a happy marriage. Is all I see there. Meanwhile, we're sieging Naku, which will give us 11 gold, because this one has not been sieged out before. You know, these 200 are just going back and forth. These 761 are retreating. They're still in retreat, so I wouldn't be able to attack them yet. Meanwhile, someone is proposing a betrothal between their son and my daughter Torcelli. He's not worth it. It would give me an alliance with these 400 soldiers, but that's not worth it either. So let's decline that. And that just reminded me what I was doing. I just swayed my doctor, so now he's at a +5. I'll keep swaying him one more time. Or one more successful time. Meanwhile, this scheme has 5 advantages. But before I get to that, what I was doing beforehand was checking out every member of my family, because there are some members that need to get married. That's what I was doing before I came across, after the boss, Chechensa here. So now I got him married. Is she pregnant yet? Nah, I didn't think so. And now Penden is married. Liware is married. Pungsa II, of course, is married. He's married to Aso here. And then Zazu is married. Gi is not in my court, but she is married. She's a personal doctor. How'd you get that far away? Oh, she is a daughter of San. So it's probably a political marriage. Okay, Gi is married. Muir is not married. Okay. You hold the county of Nima. Let's get you married. You are my nephew, so I don't want to marry you to my family, but it looks like I cannot marry you to anyone other than my family. How about if I sort this, reset to default? There's 10 available characters. Are they all my family? No, Gulang here. Daughter of Senye and Dawa. She's comely. He's quick. Oh, let's clear that. Where is she? Gulang here is 10. He's 23. Okay, that's not too big of a age gap. She is generous. She's a compassionate lackey. She's only 10, so that might change depending on what other traits she develops. He will not accept. He already has 2 children. Wait a minute. That's right, with Zazu. The incest. Who is his current guardian? Oh, see, I'm a Debbie. That's fine. Okay, so he needs more opinion of me, and if he does get that, then he'll accept the proposal. Okay, but let's not derail what I was doing beforehand. So, Muir needs marriage. Let me put a pin on Muir, just so that I remember. And then Gi. Oh wait, let's sort this by age. And then Zappa is married. Is she pregnant? She is. 7 months. That's why her hands are on her stomach. I thought as much. Okay. Nuba is married. Dringma is not married. She's lustful, so we need to get her married quickly. 15 characters. She can marry. I don't want her marrying my family members. Purple here. He's 8. That's too big of a weight for her. She'd be 27 when they got married. She's lustful, so who knows what'll happen in those 8 years. Danamava here. Sisupala is a bleeder. I don't want that in my family tree. She is the daughter of my nephew. Okay. Danamava's 27. She is patient and trusting as well as lustful. He is temperate and calm and cynical. The only other option would be Kurdi Varman, who's also patient, but he is stubborn and arrogant. But he's Herculean, which is why I would consider him. He was married once before to her, who was of my house, and they had 1 child. The child did not inherit Herculean. Okay, so he needs to marry an Amazonian woman, not her. So I will marry her to Danamava. Hold on, let me put a pin on you, because I'm going to deal with you next. And then Danamava and Dringma. Matrilineal, of course. This is the whole point. Chance of children is medium. Okay, send the proposal. And then you need to marry someone who is Amazonian. There are 0 Amazonian women. Or there are, but they're not fertile. Is that what this is telling me? Nope. There are 0 Amazonian women. Okay. I think that's the ultimate trait anyways. So instead of Amazonian, I think that's why Let's sort by age. I wanted to marry him to... Oh, she was his secondary spouse, I think. And they had one child, and she was intelligent. But she has beautiful in her bloodline. She inherited intelligent from her father, but she has beautiful and delicate in her bloodline. Okay. She's 16. Househead Hook. Yeah, let's bring her to my court. Yeah. Because this is a city, so this doesn't actually get inherited. There's an election to, when you die, there will be an election to decide the next ruler. So yeah, so we will take her. And then she needs to marry someone who's also intelligent. That way the children will be guaranteed intelligent and might become geniuses. So there's 15 intelligent characters. She's 16. And so they're either a single digit age or they're all over 40. That's unfortunate. Except for the last four of the five. Okay. 4 characters here in their 30s. She's my niece. Jampa is... Who's Jampa? Jampa is... my niece's daughter. Or my niece's son. So I think that's too close in age. Yeah, that's way too close in relation. Not in age, in relation. So she's going to have to marry one of the 30-year-olds. There's 3 of them. She is vengeful, brave, and honest. The youngest is 32. He is diligent, impatient, and greedy. But he's got 21 stewardship, which is the highest stat. Oh no, this guy's possessed, which is congenital. That's epilepsy. So we don't want Kuntu in our bloodline. So it's going to have to be Varshpal or Ayapaya. And Varshpal is younger. He's got better personality. And he's got higher stat. So it's going to be Varshpal. And this is matrilineal. Even though he's double her age, 16-year difference isn't too bad. Children are guaranteed to be intelligent, might intensify into genius, and the chance of children is medium, so send that proposal. And then we will go back to our family tree, sort by age, make sure all my family members are married. So where was I? I was at Nuba? No, Dringma. Nuba is married. Dringma is in his court, but unmarried. So there's not much I can do about that. Nah. Yeah. Because her brother will take over that county, so I'm not going to do anything about that. So that was... Where's Dringma? There it is, Dringma. Next would be Tsogyo. She's unmarried. She's a genius, which means we can now no longer marry her to someone who's a genius, because 2 geniuses would just make geniuses. But instead, if we can marry her to someone who's not a genius, someone who has a different trait, then the child might inherit genius, or they might inherit that other trait, or they might inherit lower levels of either one of those 2 traits. But the point is, they have a chance of inheriting 2 traits instead of just 1. Or being born with 2 traits, I mean. So let's let's erase this. Then let's put inheritable traits. And then sum of all skills. Sogyo is the daughter of my niece. So that's too close to Jampa. I already eliminated Kuntu because of his possessed. Dundia has robust. I thought it was Herculean for a second. That would have been great. However, they're both zealous and gregarious. Unfortunately, they're zealous about two different faiths. But they're both gregarious, so they would have gotten along if he was of my faith. That would have been perfect. But alas. Okay, he is Herculean, but he's 61, so that's not worth it. He's Herculean, but he's 42. Slightly too old. He's robust. This is another genius. This is another genius. He's actually pretty good. I'm going to put a pin on you. See if I can't marry you to someone else. Oh, oops. Okay. Beautiful. Perfect. Oh, but he's also zealous of a different faith. Herculean. And he has a claim? Content. She's temperate. They might get along. It's only a 7-year age gap. It's not bad at all. So he's the top contender. There's 104 characters, so we have to keep looking just in case I miss something. He's 49. That's too old. He's 69. That's even older. It's a nice age, but still too old for her. Ooh, okay. A 30-year-old Herculean. He's chaste, so we'll ignore him. A 26-year-old Herculean, and he has 2 claims. Okay, he's diligent. He is greedy. But temperate doesn't care about greedy. No, it only cares about gluttonous. And then he's just and diligent. Okay, so this guy ended up becoming the top contender instead. Samantha Vijada. Let's keep checking. Make sure we're not losing anything. Just like that guy that we just found. You gotta make sure you look through everything. You don't know when you'll find something like this. An 18-year-old beautiful man who's also content. He's lazy and deceitful, but she is not honest, so the deceitful nature will not conflict. He's a content coward. Which is fine. We just want him for his beauty. Yeah, she's fine. So definitely him. Let's just keep checking. We're almost done. There might be someone better. Ooh, this one. He's fecund and lustful. That adds 75% to his fertility. So she might be popping out a bunch of genius children if we go that route. But I think I prefer the beautiful one instead. Because they're also like the same age. Although this guy has 25 diplomacy. Although his learning sucks, so it's not really that good. He'd be a backup chancellor, but I could just marry a better chancellor later, so. But do I want the fecund trait to be passed on? That is the question. You know what? No, I think I prefer this guy over the beautiful guy. Okay, so Kirat Deva will be Kirat Deva will be her husband. If nothing else pops up, and I don't think it will because we're just about at the bottom of the list. These are a bunch of babies. Okay, looks like it's gonna be Kirat Deva. Where'd you go, Kirat Deva? Let me just make sure there's nothing wrong. Oh, wow. He's loyal and a poet. So even though he's lustful characters have a danger of cheating, but he's loyal, so he's not going to cheat. That is perfect. And he's not zealous, so I might be able to convert him. Let's set up this marriage matrilineally. The chance of children is high, obviously, because he's fecund and lustful. And the children have a chance of inheriting either one of these two traits. And even if they don't inherit it, the trait will be in the bloodline. So the game will remember these. And the grandchildren might inherit them. So let's send that proposal. And then unpause. Tanamava married Dringma. So that's perfect. Excellent. And then Unbeliever. Chechensa here does not believe in our faith. What would the Sangha say? Is the sign of a weak soul. You have money? I mean, I'll blackmail you. 60% chance you'll accept. That's not worth it, because if you don't accept and I expose the secret, then this will no longer be Ari. Oh no, wait, I think it will be Ari. You'll just get the non-believer trait up here. Either way, 60% is not high enough. It's because he's arrogant. Lowers it by 20. Okay. I'll just keep that secret in my back pocket. I'm not as big of a blackmailer as my father was, but I'm still an intrigue character, so I'm still going to do it. Well, there are probably some artifacts that need repairing, right? Travels of my father. Let's repair this. 75 gold to repair. And then this rough gemstone, 8 years. It costs 38 gold to repair. And then the prize bow, 20 years. I can wait. The antelope horn has 12 years, so let's repair that. Am I using that? I am. Okay. Let's repair that. 75 gold. And that is all the gold I have blackmailed from people. I'm down to 39 gold again. And the prize bow still only has 20 years left. So that needs to get repaired soon. Dupemba, 46 gold. Gaining 2.8 per month. So I think 2 more months and I'll be able to get my 50 from this guy. That I think he's indebted because I saved him from bandits. So I had to pay the bandits 50. So I'm currently in debt because of this guy. I need to get the 50 back just to break even. So that's this guy. And then I will continue. I will not forget what I am doing, which is making sure that all the family members of marriageable age are married. So I was at Dringma and then Solgyo. I think I already made a proposal here, yes. That's the last one I did. And then Perbu is married. Senma is not married. She's 18. She's intelligent, so she needs an intelligent spouse. She's 18. Let's see if we can find someone. There's only 9 available characters. And the only ones close in age are kids in single digits. This guy's only 6. Okay, so the youngest one is Ayapaya at 38, who's 20 years older than her. And he is sadistic, but he's also just and generous. He is compassionate and just. So they're both just. They have that in common. She's paranoid. Oh, this was the product of incest. Okay. Yeah, you marry Ayapaya. Matrilineally, of course. They're both intelligent, so the children are guaranteed. And it might intensify into genius. Send that proposal. And then Senma, living members, sort by age. Senma here, 18. Chomo at 17 is not in my court. She is the sister of Pungse II. She is a genius. So if I arrange a marriage for her, it would only be to my own family. If I invited her to my court, she would come. That's perfect. And then who's next? We're at the 17-year-olds. Scroll down to 17-year-olds. Chomo. And then Thekshen is intelligent, so she needs an intelligent husband. (13 characters. Kuntu is 39. And he's the youngest. But he's possessed. Okay. So Thekshen will remain unmarried, which means every other female younger than her in my family will also remain unmarried. She was 16, which is good, because the only other 16-year-old woman in my court is Lami. And she also needs an intelligent husband, and they're still the same 13 characters. Jampa keeps showing up. So what's up with Jampa? He's intelligent. So I need to find him a spouse. 13-year-old intelligent, or rather 16-year-old intelligent. These are my two nieces. And he's my nephew? No, he's my niece's son. So he's not going to marry them. And the other intelligent ones are in their 40s. This mayor is 33, but she's chaste, so they probably might not have enough time to get children. So that's why Jampa is not married. And he's 16. So that means all the 16-year-old intelligent people in my court, in my family, will remain unmarried. That's Thekshen and Jampa and Lami. And then Torcelli is 15. But she has no traits. And so her job is to get me an alliance. Currently I have 2 alliances. 2 outside alliances. Oh, I have 0 outside alliances. Hold on a second. Did I not form an alliance? Huh. Hold on a second. Am I not allied with Pagan? I'm not. Can I negotiate that alliance? I can't. Hold on a second. What was the point of me betrothing your son to my granddaughter? Oh, it's because she's my granddaughter, not my daughter. Okay, so then that means if I were to declare war on anyone, I don't have the alliance, which means I'm vulnerable, which means I need an ally now. So let's go back to Torcelli, and we need to find a spouse. Let's clear everything, reset to default, and then we need to find alliance power. So the Maharaja of the Pala Kingdom. Wait. Marry him to her? No. That's not happening. Captain of the Standard Bearers. How many soldiers is that? 3,000. Okay. That is quite the mercenary camp. But I'm not going to do that to my daughter. Tortelli's my daughter. Wow, okay, yeah, I'm not doing that to my daughter. Um, putting her in a mercenary camp. This guy is 5. That alliance is 2,500 soldiers. Chandela Raj. Okay, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Or I could just marry her to this guy from the Chandela Raj. He is the King's Spymaster. But he also holds, you know, a Raj. But he's what kingdom? The Kanyakujid. He already has a primary wife, and who gave him a primary heir. So let's not go with him for now. She is ambitious and patient. So let's give her a good situation where she can exercise her ambition. Now these guys are all old guys. This 11-year-old. It's only 1,000 soldiers. What if there's a 1,700 available. What if I make it matrilineal? That should eliminate about 200. There's 1,500 available. This guy is 13. Oh, but he is homely. You don't want that. Tawen. Are we back? Let me refresh. It still says that. Okay. We are back, but I'm dropping frames. So I don't know if you guys can even hear me at the moment. Oh yeah, I'm constantly dropping frames. You know what? I feel like this is a good spot to end it for today. If you can hear me, thank you everyone for watching. I will see you guys all tomorrow for my next stream. If you missed any of today's stream and would like to catch it, I have a YouTube channel. I upload all of my streams there, all of my past runs, like you can also see. It's the same tag as my Twitch, at @A2gamer. I also have an Instagram where I post whenever I'm going live on my stories. So tomorrow when I go live, I will post there. If you give me a follow, you will see that. Same tag as the Twitch and YouTube, at @A2gamer. And then I post when I'm going live on my Twitter as well. So again, same tag, at @A2gamer. So give me a follow if you'd like. I would appreciate it. For now, we are done with today's stream. Thank you everyone for watching. I will see you guys next time. Hopefully you guys can still hear me because I'm still dropping frames. But I'm going to end stream now. Have a good day. Or night. Take care.